So further, let's we speak about Neptune shortly, not that long as about Pluto. Neptune is absolutely the most dominant planet these years. I talk a lot about transit of Neptune through the sign of Pisces, so I'm not going to repeat myself. There are many, many videos about this. Neptune is both the savior and the disease C19. You maybe remember that we described Neptune mainly positive, in a positive way, until the beginning of 2020. We were speaking about spiritual renaissance and so on. But suddenly, when Neptune reached the 16th degree of Pisces, and there was the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, Neptune starts to symbolize this a huge manipulation, huge lie, huge this trance, hysteria, and manipulation of people. So we can talk that Neptune actually brought this deception of the millennia, so-called disease, false methods of treatment, and so on and so on. You may recall that we mentioned before that when Neptune completes its transit through the sign of Pisces in 2026, a new age will arise and we will have a new calendar. You know, it's a very important thing. There is a lot of fraud about timing. They're telling us lies about timing. And not only that, we need to really start new. And not only Neptune, there are other transits that speak about that. So now maybe you will ask, okay, so much water, when we will search for land, when we will arrive to that land? Well, we said at the beginning of the video, now when Saturn is entering the sign of Pisces, we are close to the land, but still not time to drop the anchor. And that leads us actually to the transit of Saturn through the sign of Pisces. So let's talk about that. Saturn will be in Pisces from March 2023 until 2025-26. Saturn is in its fall in Pisces. It's very important. Its ruler is now Neptune while is in Pisces. And Neptune is in the strongest position. So the game is led by Neptune. Pisces is the sign of healing, spiritual life, art, IT technology, mathematics, and so on. Pisces represents collective feelings, compassion, and mercy. It changes everything physical into immaterial and carries within itself the cosmic secret of spiritual life. In a negative sense, it means deception, drugs, superstitions, fake medicines, alcohol, and so. Of course, Pisces is dominated by the element of water, and this element is associated with feelings in astropsychology. Further, feelings are the main transmitter of inner images and patterns. This was always known by people who practice spiritual healing techniques. Water is the transmitter. So here Saturn tries to prohibit a person from his experiencing feelings as a collective. So he cannot feel the same as other people around him. In a certain way, Saturn here distances him from the collective. But since Neptune in such a strong position, is in a strong position, then Saturn remains powerless. In the ancient Middle Eastern tradition, Saturn was called the night sun. And that explains why is it so worshipped by the dark forces that now try to control this planet. I would like to say now positive and negative manifestations of Saturn in Pisces. Positive manifestations can be the end of everything that prevents a person from developing spiritually, the destruction of false towers and cities, alternative treatments, new methods of treatment. It gives ability for a man to wait, to be patient. It can mean the end of some previous limitations, maybe karmic ones, because Saturn in Pisces has that very, very strong feeling of karma and the end of some karma. Also, this transit shows that borders and restrictions have no meaning. So actually, Saturn in Pisces loses its effect because his job is to create boundaries and structures. And also, with this transit, one develops the ability to serve others. You know. And what are his negative manifestations? It can mean imprisonment. You would, of course, recall lockdowns, shame, wrong treatment, emigration, exile, inability to experience reality together with others, spiritual or emotional isolation, leading later in physical isolation, strong sense of guilt, destruction of all structures in a negative way. It can be positive and negative. The final stage of flood can mean the inability to create new structures. So society is in chaos and nothing can be built. That's possible. Then it can mean the debts are growing, debaters are not paying, so nobody pays anything to anybody, and so on. So somehow powerlessness also is one manifestation of this Saturn.